Hello guys, welcome back to the Malted Man Cave. I decided to take a break from March Madness, watching the NCAA basketball tournament, and thought I'd bring you something special tonight. I know I say that a lot, and normally I only bring whiskeys that I think are special and that are very good. However, that may be changing. I may be trying and reviewing some whiskeys that are just okay, just so we can get the general knowledge out there and you guys can be more informed whiskey consumers. But tonight we have something special, and we have the Balvenie single barrel aged 15-year-old sherry cask whiskey. And to be honest with you, I was pretty skeptical about this at first, not because of the sherry cask, not because of 15 Balvenie, but to be honest with you, I was pretty upset because I was told and in reading that this was going to be replacing one of my favorite whiskeys. The Balvenie 15 single barrel, which is aged in bourbon cask, is being discontinued, and their core range is going to be offering the Balvenie 15 single barrel sherry cask and the Balvenie 12 first fill bourbon aged cask, which I've reviewed already. It's very good, and as you're about to find out, this is very good as well. The Balvenie 15 single barrel just is near and dear to my heart. It is very, very good. I've stocked up. I have several bottles, and I hope and pray that they bring it back. But I digress. So the Balvenie 15 single barrel sherry cask, aged 15 years. ABV is 47.8%. It's non-chill filtered, and everything I've read, I do not believe that it has any added coloring. A little bit about Balvenie. I've stated before in my other reviews that it is one of my favorite distilleries. They're just really known for this honeyed, gristy, barley sugar type characteristics that I love. This is kind of straying away from that a little bit, but it's kind of going over to my other love, which is sherry monsters. A little bit about the distillery. Glenlivet. This Balvenie is kind of having brain fart, guys. Glenfiddich's kind of more connoisseur distillery that is under Glenfiddich. It's very traditional. They have their own floor maltings. A lot of their barley is grown there, although not all of it. It's just very good. But the most impressive thing about Balvenie is their malt master. David Stewart has been there for over 50 years. And he really, really knows what he's doing. If you listen to interviews from all the other malt masters from across the industry, they rave about him and just sing his praises, and he really knows what he's doing. I am actually very, very concerned about what's going to happen when he retires, probably soon. So hopefully they have an amazing apprentice malt master in the waiting that's going to do justice to Balvenie. So I guess time will tell. So enough with me blabbering. No, I lied. A little bit more blabbering. I always want to try and bring some knowledge to all of my reviews. And many of you may already know many of the things that I say, but I always want to do every review as if someone is listening to a review for the first time, as if they've never had bourbon or scotch, and this may be the thing that gets them into it. So this is, again, like I said, aged in sherry cask. Everything I've read and other reviews and other literature, it seems like this is first fill sherry cask. First fill sherry casks mean that whatever region in Spain, Jerez, I'm trying to think of the other ones. When they make the sherry, they age it. Whenever they are done with it and they fill their bottlings, they sell for very expensive. I think one sherry butt can go for almost like $1,500 nowadays, and they may be going up from the last that I heard, which is crazy. And that's another reason why quality scotch is declining. It's difficult. It's not difficult. You can get them. You just got to pay a buttload of money to get these sherry casks. So some of these distilleries are trying to find ways around it, and they're just failing. You cannot make good whiskey, especially sherry matured whiskey, without quality casks. It's simple. So first fill is when they take these distillers, in this case Balvenie, they buy these sherry casks from wherever in Spain, and they take their distillate, their new make spirit, and they fill it for the first time. No other whiskey has been filled or used with these sherry casks, and it really you get The very first fill, you get all the flavors, all the chocolatey, sherry, fruit notes. It's just thick and rich, and it's delicious, and it's amazing. And afterwards, they take it out, bottle it, and then they still have these sherry casks. And a lot of times they use it for another whiskey. So they take a brand new distillate, new make spirit, and they put in something else. So maybe like the Abelard 12 or something like that, or the Balvenie. We're talking about Balvenie, not Abelard. The Balvenie 12, or whatever the case may be. And it's still good, and you can still get that chocolatey, fruity plums, strawberries, you name it, type sherry notes, but it's just not quite as strong. And sometimes when you get into more aged whiskey, sometimes it's really good to have like some first fill, and then it's transferred to like second fill, and then they put it in bourbon cask, and you can get more complex and just like kind of a plethora of different notes. But if you're just going for a sherry monster that you're going to put in the whole way, obviously first fill is preferable. So this is first fill. So that has me excited with the smiley face. And obviously you guys can see I've been enjoying this. So like I said before, enough for me blabbering. Let's get into the whiskey. All right. Poured this about 16 minutes ago. Oh my goodness. Milk chocolate and toffee, two of my absolute favorite notes. Milk chocolate, how can you not like milk chocolate and toffee? Coffee cake with chocolate chips. Now this is an argument in my household. My wife, for Christmas they have coffee cake, and it's very good. But my family made coffee cake with chocolate chips, and it's so much better, and it's just moist. And I think the coffee cake, it's still good, but it's more dry the way my wife's family makes it. Hope my mother-in-law doesn't hear this review, because it is very good, but just not as good without the chocolate chips. But I just get that coffee cake with chocolate chips. It's just amazing. Slight hints of floral. It's barely there. It's just way in the background, mostly masked by the chocolatey aromas. Maraschino cherries and light plum. Yep, that's what I got. On the palate, milk chocolate and toffee again. Cherries again. A little bitter and drying chocolatey oak taste from the European oak. And chocolate and orange flavored bread. Just amazing stuff. Real quick before I get into the finish and the malt mark, I want to tell you a little bit about the difference between American oak and European oak. Nowadays, because American oak is a little bit cheaper, it grows faster, we're seeing more and more whiskeys matured in it. And I love many whiskeys that are matured in American oak. But European oak is a little bit different. American oaks, the species name is Quercus alba, and it's kind of more known for kind of notes of vanilla, caramel, milk chocolate, and just a couple of notes that I wrote down. American oak grows faster and it has a more mellow, finer, and contained aroma. And the European oak, which is also known as Quercus robur, tomato. European oak typically grows slower and just provides a more full, intense aroma with kind of more tannins. Also, as we see in this, it kind of gives more of a dry, bitter, dark chocolate note, which you kind of get more in the finish, which I'm about to get to. Yeah, so onto the nose, onto the finish. It's a moderate finish with dried powdered cocoa. and you just kind of get, it's kind of more of a dark chocolatey powdered cocoa. Amazing, amazing stuff. I'm really glad Balvenie brought this out. I just wish they could bring this out and keep the 15 single barrel bourbon matured version. So, Malted Man Cave Mark is a 92, almost a 93. It's that good out of 100. Go get this. Actually, don't go get it so I can have more for myself. It's very good. Give it a try. Like, leave a comment, subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you soon.